Hello and welcome back to the Leinster Lesson. I'm your host Mick Lennon and this is episode 41, the preview of Leinster versus Sale Sharks in the Investec Champions Cup quarter-final. The topics we'll discuss today are the Investec Champions Cup quarter-final game predictions, details of our game, the team lineups, score and man of match prediction, and a discussion point on the Women's Six Nations kick-off. Alright, so let's get into this with the quarter-final games this weekend and some predictions your way. So today, and as I speak actually, we have Bath versus Northampton, and I'm just going to check the score right now, and it is 7... What? Okay, sorry, there's a live reaction here. Bath 7, Northampton 28, and that's 23 minutes gone. That is absolutely incredible. I can't believe it. I'll actually just double check this, the correct score. I'm gonna be honest with you. I had Bath as winners in my predictions, and as I check the score here, this is absolutely astonishing. All right, so obviously Northampton are doing something very, very, very good and absolutely wiping the floor with Bath in the first 25 minutes of that game. Wow. Okay, we're gonna get a follow on to that one as I come to the close of this episode. Anyway, Jesus, let's get away from that for a second. Tomorrow we have obviously Leinster versus Sale Sharks, and look, we obviously know we're going to have Leinster, but I do think it's going to be a close game there. I think they're going to get a little bit closer than we expect. I think we've been a little bit on the back foot when it comes to these games, so if we don't keep our discipline exactly tight, we might have a similar situation to Edinburgh, but Sale Sharks are just that little bit better. We also have Glasgow Warriors versus Toulon, and I'm going to make a very controversial prediction here. I'm going to say Toulon are going to win that, but it's going to be a very, very, very close game. And also that spells wonder for us as well if they do, because we will get a home advantage game then after. And then on Sunday we have the final quarter-final, and that is Bordeaux Bagel versus Stade Toulouse. So look, I think Bordeaux are going to win it. It's going to be a very close game. It's going to be probably the game of the championship. Those two French teams battling it out for that position. I think it's going to be an absolute electric game, so can't wait for that. Details of our game, look, it's 7:30, Saturday 11th of April. Weather is actually looking alright, even though if I'm looking at the window right now, it's not great, but it is supposed to be light showers with some sunny intervals and about 7 degrees, so bring your scarves, lads, if you're going to it. Also, on top of that, we do still have the hauliers protest, so if you're coming over on the ferry or for some reason on the port, you might have a bit of an issue getting down to the game, so get out there early as you can. They might take a Fagari there and disrupt that match, considering it is quite a big game, and it will be a big disruption. Hopefully they don't do that. Obviously, as I said, it's in the Aviva Stadium. Referee there is Pierre Brousset. He's the French referee, and if you'll remember him like Troy McClure, because he previously had us for the Northampton Saints game in the semi-final of the Champions Cup. And that was where he denied us a potential game-winning penalty try in the final moments. So I think we all remember that. We all want to forget it. But he was the decision maker there, and that was very widely criticised at the time. He was also notably another... Okay, well, hopefully he won't be that bad now this time. But he had another notably controversial call, and that was the Ireland versus New Zealand Autumn Nations game in Chicago. He actually red-carded Tyburn for a third-minute high tackle, and we've all seen that being played in slow motion, and we all know that was not a red card offence. So look, let's hope the game tomorrow does not suffer the same fate. I expect him that he probably won't do the same thing. Where you can watch it obviously is in the Aviva Stadium, or Premier Sports 1, or listen to it in RT Radio 1. It is not on any domestic TV channels, unfortunately, again. Alright, let's get into this lineup. So we have Leinster first, and the backs are 15 Hugo Keenan, 14 Tommy O'Brien, 13 Gary Ringrose, 12 Jamie Osborne, 11 Raiko Owane, 10 Harry Byrne, 9 Jemison Gibson Park. The forwards area number 1 Alex Usanov, 2 and our captain Dan Sheehan, 3 Tyke Furlong, 4 Big Joe McCarthy, 5 James Ryan, 6 Ryan Baird, 7 Josh van der Veer, and number 8 Jack Conan. Onto the bench area number 16 Ronan Kelleher, number 17 Jerry Carr, 18 Thomas Clarkson, 19 Max Deegan, 20 Scott Penny, 21 Luke McGrath, 22 Kieran Frawley, and last but not least 23 Robbie Henshaw. Sale Sharks line up there, we have the backs number 15 Joe Carpenter, 14 Tom Roebuck, 13 Rob Pupries, 12 Raketti Massey White, 11 Tom O'Flaherty, 10 George Ford, 9 Gus Warr. Into their forwards there, we have number 1 Simon McIntyre, 2 Ethan Kane, 3 Asher Opoku Forjur, 4 and their captain Ernest Van Ryn, 5 Ben Bamber, 6 Jacques Vermeulen, 7 Sam Dugdale, number 8 Dan Dupreez. Onto their bench you have number 16 Alfie Longstaff, 17 Ralph McAkron, 18 James Harper, 19 Ruben Logan, 20 Josh Joss Gilmore, 21 Dom Hansen, 22 Marius Liu, and 23 Alex Wills. Bennett splits there, if you were noticing, was Leinster opting for a 5-3 split and also Sale Sharks opting for a 5-3 split. So a lot of impact going in there for some of the backs. Look, missing players there. Yeah, you might have noticed Porter is missing. So he's obviously been injured in that. He kind of was a doubt for us coming into this game. But that is a huge loss for us again, just after really getting him back. And then we actually are missing our true captain, Caelan Doris. I do believe there wasn't any comms on this, but I do believe it was a concussion protocol there because he got a good knock to the head. So yeah, look, we always have to watch out for player welfare, and look, we can't really go against those decisions, and that's what it's there for. But look, who to watch, I suppose. Yeah, Leinster, look, Harry Byrne, absolutely fantastic game the last time out. He kicked every one of his conversions. It's the second week in a row that Prendergast has been dropped completely off the matchday squad. And look, as I said, he was absolutely excellent against Edinburgh. Bigger test tonight, obviously, quarter-final, really needs to step up, really needs to keep the momentum he has going. And Sale will definitely have a plan to get in his face. So look, we need to really put it to them. But look, if he's 10 going into the semis, you know right well he's going to be retained. So yeah, looking forward to Harry Byrne there as well. James and Gibson Park, engine room, he's going to do it. He is the engine room to our attack, and we need his speed, we need his box kicking, and Sale Sharks will definitely try to slow us down, but he is the man to control that. So I'm very happy he's in that squad still. And then last but not least, and this is this is one I seen a comment there in Reddit saying that that Leo Cullen must have a secret Reddit account, and he was listening to us all, saying we need Raiko Wane. We need Raiko Wane on the wing, put him on the wing. And that's exactly what happened. So look, I'm very excited for this. You have the Tommy and the Raiko Wane show coming up here. He was absolutely brilliant against Edinburgh. He absolutely split Darcy Graham in half with that dummy throw and moved down the wing so fast and so confident. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to get a good bit of ball now, and I hope he goes down and scores. Let him get a hat trick. Let this be the time he gets a hat trick. It'd be absolutely amazing. Moving over there, Sale Sharks. Yeah, look, George Ford. He's some player. Look, I understand he got kind of dropped in the England squad that time. I don't think it was his fault. I think it was more of a kind of a cross team issue that they had, but look, he's so intelligent. He's such a good game manager. He'll probe us. The tempo he has is fantastic, and his kick is normally very good. So yeah, look, he's one to look out for. Joe Carpenter there, England fullback, fantastic counter-attack threat there. He's so good off the ball, and he'll be a direct counter there to Hugo Keenan. So we're gonna have to watch him like a hawk for the whole thing. And then last but not least, Jack Vermillion. I mean, he is. He's gonna be a danger at the ruck ball. He's so fast at them. His jackals are fierce good. There's going to be a battle between him and Baird, obviously at the breakdowns there as well. So we're hoping Baird will come out in force as well against him, and that's what we need coming into this. Going into some previous games there, look, we last played them in October 2023, and we won 37-27. That was in the RDS in the Champions Cup pool stages. And look, I found a stat there. It's Sale Sharks' second time only in history to reach Champions Cup quarterfinal. So they will be out for blood, lads. They will not want to lose this. They'll want to bring home a new historical piece for themselves. They want to make history tomorrow, and hopefully we don't see that met. And I think having the home advantage there, having the crowd behind them, I think the Leinster boys will do it. It's in the bag for us really if we can keep the composure, keep the discipline up, and get Raiko Wane down that wing. Look, my prediction, the last game against Edinburgh was kind of, I wouldn't say it was alarm bells. It was no real alarm bells. As I said in the review episode, if we had our discipline up, if we were just watching, we were passing the ball and we were passing to Scotland, passing Edinburgh, I think we would have actually had a very dominant win over them. And just to say that, the bookies actually have us tomorrow at 10-11 on with a minus 23 point handicap. I don't believe it. I don't. And look, I'm not a betting man, as I say. I can't see it being that much of a domination. So I'm going to go Leinster 29, Sale Sharks 23. And look, that's close. I think will just be enough. I think it'll be an exciting game in more of an edge of your seat kind of situation. And look, we all like them games. Look, if we come out on top and it's an energetic game and it's kind of bite your nails kind of situation, I think it's good. And we need that kind of grit coming into these later stages, the semi-final and stuff. Because I think over the last few years, we just had way too easy of a run in. No competition, no kind of pressure on us to really perform in those crunch moments. And then it stung us there against the one team I was talking about, Northampton Saints. So, yeah, look, man of the match there as well. I just think it's going to be Jamison Gibson Park. He's just going to be an absolutely electric player now against Sale Sharks. It's going to be his day. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, yeah, discussion point now, folks. Women's Six Nations it's kicking off this weekend. First game is actually Ireland versus England, and that is in the Allianz Stadium in Twickenham. So look, it's the first round of 5. Ireland's opening game is as hard as it gets, literally. Like, you couldn't have asked for a harder side to play against. It's in the Allianz Stadium, Twickenham. It's a 2 kickoff, and England are the world champions. They're the World Cup winners in September 2025. But not only that, they're on a historic 34-game winning streak in this Six Nations competition. They've 7 consecutive Six Nations titles. So, look, it's going to be, when they say an uphill battle, it's going to be a small Everest, essentially, to try beat them. But I think that's actually not too bad. I think it's coming into this game knowing that it's not a coin toss. It's not something that we should win, or those kind of situations. I think being the underdog, you're going out there and just putting your all out. So maybe we will go in there and absolutely dominate, and that would be fantastic. But look, I think if the women go out there, don't get injured, get a couple of tries on them, put it to them, show what we're made of, I think that's more than enough for this Six Nations. But yeah, look, what about Ireland? Never mind England. Scott Beeman there, yeah, look, He's had the team captained by Erin King, who's just back from injury there, and she was playing from the Wolfhounds, and she actually got, I think it was the most tries in the Wolfhounds. So she obviously missed the World Cup. Would have been it's a huge, big presence for her to be returning for this competition as well. You've Cliona Maloney McDonald there. She's earned her 50th cap. She's a hooker. Huge milestone for her. But look, straight on down, just kind of sticking onto that Celtic challenge. I would have covered a few of the games there, but just not enough of them really, and I do apologise for that. But Stacey Flood there, a full back, absolutely fantastic. She's so dynamic on the ball. She's such a game manager, as I would have said about some of the other folks there. Then you've Bevan Parsons there in the wing as well. Like, that's a quality back three. That's amazing. That's what you want. Moving over there, you have Eve Higgins and Aoife Dalton in the midfield. And if you've seen Dalton play, she's been absolutely brilliant for Leinster, the Wolfhounds, and Ireland in recent years. So I can see that duo there being absolutely electric. Dan O'Brien there is a number 10. Obviously, she was Wolfhounds there as well, and she was putting over conversions left, right, and centre. So huge fate in her there, and picking up the fly half position. Going into scrum half there, you have Emily Lane. Look, that's composed. That is a composed half-back pair, and I think they work so well together. It's going to be fantastic to watch, and I'm excited for it. I am excited for it. We've also 2 potential debutants off the bench there as well. Ailish Cahill and a scrum half as well, Katie Whelan. So, yeah, look, Beeman, obviously, he stated his ambition there. He wants to win the 3 home wins, the 3 home games there, and that's his minimum. So, I think that's not an unattainable thing for this team. It's so strong. The Celtic Challenge here with the Clovers and the Wolfhounds were just so good, like, and they ended up being in the final of that. So they've beaten all the Welsh and the Scottish clubs. That's exactly what you want. And then obviously, look, an away win in France would be probably the stated target there. That would probably be the game where we want to go in and absolutely dominate that game, and that would be, jeez, that would be electric. That would make the Six Nations. That would be the Six Nations round of the century probably, if we can win into France and beat them at home. But look, it tells you the ambition is there. The final round there is on the 17th of May, and actually we host Scotland in the Aviva. And just some facts about that. That's the first ever standalone Women's Six Nations game at the Aviva. So a huge day for that. Something we should all be looking forward to and all should be getting behind as well. And yeah, look, I think there was a record amount of tickets sold for that as well, so it's fantastic. But yeah, look, performances matter. Closing the gap in the World Champs would be fantastic. If we can put it to them now tomorrow, that would be great. And look, I can't wait for it. It's also live on RT2, so well worth watching, folks, tomorrow. Get behind your women in green and get shouting, and hopefully we do fantastic in that championship. All right, folks, that is her. I'm going to leave you with the current score for the Bath versus Northampton game, and I would have said that it was a 7. Was it 25? I think it was to Bath to Northampton, but it is after turning on its head a little bit here, and Bath are now 21 points and Northampton are 35 points, and that is in the 35th minute. This is an absolutely crazy game. I'm going to have to just jump off this now and go watch the rest of it. But just another little fact there for you. In the Challenge Cup there, Ulster are currently beating La Rochelle 17 points to 3. So I'm shouting on Ulster there because it'll be commiserations for Munster once again that they have no team to follow after this. Anyway, if you haven't already, please do follow us on social media or on Instagram, Reddit and Blue Sky. And look, we hope to see you at the game tomorrow. And as always, thanks for listening.